In the frozen skies of northern Europe, a thunder echoes across the silence. A U.S. Air Force B-52H Stratofortress, one of the most powerful bombers ever built, streaks over Finland, escorted by a Finnish F-18 fighter jet. Below, the icy forests and frozen lakes stand witness to a message that is anything but subtle. This wasn't just training. It was a show of deterrence, a signal aimed squarely at Moscow. According to the Finnish Air Force, the mission simulated bomb drops at the Sotinpuro firing range. Finnish Joint Tactical Air Controllers worked alongside the American crew, designating targets in a live operational environment. On the surface, it looked routine, a military exercise. But strategically, it spoke volumes. The bomber involved had flown all the way from Morón Air Base in Spain, part of the latest Bomber Task Force Europe 26-1 deployment. These aircraft originally come from Barksdale Air Force Base, Louisiana. And their new European mission is clear: to train, to deter, and to remind adversaries that U.S. air power is never far away. For the U.S. Air Force, the B-52H remains a living relic, yet a weapon of the future. Born in the Cold War, it first flew in the 1950s, designed to carry nuclear bombs deep into Soviet territory. 70 years later, it still flies, now equipped with cruise missiles, smart bombs, and advanced communication systems. It is not stealthy. It is not new. But it sends a message unlike any other. When a B-52 appears on radar, everyone notices. For Finland, this flight was historic. Just months after joining NATO, the country is now integrating its forces with US and European air commands. The Finnish F-18 fighter jet, escorting the bomber through its skies, represented more than just cooperation. It was a symbol of a new alliance, a new trust, and a shared threat perception. At the heart of it all lies one constant concern: Russia. The US decision to deploy its B-52 fleet to Europe wasn't random. It was an answer, a counter to the growing frequency of Russian bomber flights near NATO borders. Moscow's Tu-95 Bear and Tu-160 Blackjack bombers routinely patrol the Arctic, often escorted by fighters and tracked by NATO radars. Washington's response is simple: balance the equation. Every B-52 sortie over Europe is both a rehearsal and a reminder. That strategic parity still matters. The deployment of these bombers across Europe also reflects a broader shift. The Arctic is no longer just frozen wilderness. It's becoming a new frontier of power politics. Melting ice means new sea routes, resource competition, and growing military interest from both NATO and Russia. Finland, now NATO's newest frontline member, sits right next to the Russian border, more than 1,300 kilometers long. For both sides, this geography changes everything. During the recent exercise, Finnish controllers practiced guiding the bomber to designated targets. Training that mirrors real combat coordination. These aren't random drills. They are designed rehearsals, to make sure NATO forces can respond instantly, seamlessly, and jointly. And every time a B-52 takes off for such missions, it tests not just pilots, but alliances. Later this month, Finland will launch Exercise Imminent Field 25. A massive training event where its F divided by a -18s fighter jet will take off not from air bases, but from civilian highways. The goal, to practice survival under wartime conditions. If enemy missiles destroy airfields, Finland's jets must still be able to fight, anywhere. This mobility, combined with American bomber support, represents a new kind of resilience. A network defense architecture stretching from the Arctic to the Baltics. The official explanation calls it routine training. But no flight of a B-52 is ever routine. Every sortie carries a silent subtext. A deterrent message, reminding adversaries that NATO's reach is long, coordinated, and immediate. It is not about aggression. It's about posture. The power to respond, before a threat even begins. In the end, these flights aren't about the bombs they could drop. They're about the signals they send. over the frozen forests of Finland. The roar of American engines now carries across the Arctic winds. A sound that Moscow cannot ignore. Because in modern warfare, sometimes the most powerful message is sent without firing a single shot.